Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So more green for the crypto market. Right now the market cap is at 257.6 billion and Bitcoin dominance sitting strong at 66.3%. So guys, we're adding to the cryptocurrency market cap as a whole. That's a good thing. Money is pouring into the space and it's reflected in prices for most cryptocurrencies going up. We can see Bitcoin's up over 4%, Ethereum up over 3%, and XRP about 2.5%. And if you go to the chart here, you can see that here. Strong bullish momentum on the hourly. This is Bitcoin. This is XRP on the hourly, and you can see strong bullish momentum on the way up. The last hour, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, saw a bit of a decrease here. You can see that long wick, or rather that long tail, and a fairly tall volume bar down here, but the price closed above its open, which made it a green candlestick. So all that meant is that there was enough buyers to fulfill the selling orders, and we're still on track here. Overnight, we saw over 24 cents. Right now, XRP trading at about 23.8. And guys, the same rings true for Bitcoin. Just real quickly here, on the hourly, we could see Bitcoin went up as high as about 94.30. Right now trading at about 93.55, so the bullish momentum is still intact. We're still seeing a bullish market, and it doesn't seem like it's going as fast as we're used to seeing it. But guys, this is the beginning. If you remember back to 2016, we saw Bitcoin going up. Nobody was talking about Bitcoin in 2016, or rather, very, very few people were talking about Bitcoin in 2016, and we didn't really start to get mainstream attention until 2017, until we saw that huge parabolic shift for Bitcoin right around here. Okay, so again, this is so let me just show you 2016 on the chart. So this is the beginning right here where my cursor is. That's the beginning of 2016, and we saw bullish momentum for Bitcoin. You can see it going all the way up here, and so this is the beginning of 2017. So you can see significant bullish momentum with a few pops. But it wasn't until this big one, okay, once we saw that huge shift, that's when the media attention really started to latch on. That's when everybody was investing in cryptocurrency. For those of you guys who remember that time, boy, wasn't that exciting. And of course, a huge bull run like that always follows with a bear run. Bearish for all of 2018, most of 2019. Then we saw a pop here, experience some bearish momentum for the last half of 2019. But guys, now we're seeing another glimmer of hope. We need to reach that $10,000 mark for Bitcoin, I think, to see it match at least its $14,000 number and then go beyond that. I saw this on Twitter from Carlos at 34_JCarlos on Twitter, and he tagged me in this. So thanks so much, Carlos. 123 Bank of England will be live by 2020. So here in this document, he highlights some major points. The bank's current intention is for the majority of new RTGS functionality to be live by the end of 2020. So the renewed RTGS service will be delivered through a multi-year program of work. The bank's current intention is that the majority of new RTGS functionality should be live by 2020. And guys, for those of you guys who aren't too interested in acronyms or maybe just don't know what it means, real-time gross settlement. That's the key, okay? We're looking for that real-time gross settlement, and we know from past articles in the news that the Bank of England has already established that they do not think that XRP is a security. So 2020, we're already in 2020. Thanks so much, Carlos. I will link this article in the description for those of you guys who want to read further. And guess what? XRP is now accepted as a tax refund. Refundo is a leading provider of tax-related financial products and services. CoinRT is Refundo's service that allows taxpayers to receive their federal and state tax refunds in cryptocurrency. That's just a great way to invest and save, I think, because, a lot of us, we will get our tax refunds and not you and I maybe, but a lot of people will get their tax refunds and just blow it on garbage right away. As soon as you get that cash in hand, that big chunk of money, throw it into whatever consumeristic product you want to buy at that moment in time. Bit of a waste of money, but now if it's going to be, or rather if you have the option to get your federal tax or state tax refunds in cryptocurrencies, that could be good. Last year, CoinRT only supported Bitcoin, but this year XRP, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum have been added as additional cryptocurrency options for receiving tax refunds. So they discuss down here a little bit how it works and how the IRS can keep track on it. Down here, a quote, "We love the new technology and we're always looking for opportunities to help our customers get access to their tax refund in a seamless manner and however they see fit," says Roger Chinchilla, CEO of Refundo. "When we launched support for Bitcoin last year, we knew we were just getting started. Cryptocurrencies are increasingly increasingly faster, lower cost, and fit the need of the underbanked. We are pleased to be able to support BCH, ETH, and XRP, and look forward to adding other cryptocurrencies in the near future. So you can now get your cryptocurrency refunds from Refundo if you live in the United States. And I'm sure this really depends state by state how this will go. Anyway, very, very great news and, an incentive to use your tax refund to maybe just invest, keep it in cryptocurrency, let it sit, and watch it grow over the next several years. This as well from the Daily Hodl, 49,999,995 XRP was sent to Bitstamp. Is this cryptocurrency giant behind the curtain? So here's the theory here, okay? A large sum of XRP worth about 11.6 million was sent to Luxembourg-based cryptocurrency exchange Bitstamp. The transfer triggered quite a stir, with many traders wondering if the XRP holder is planning to sell. But there is some data from XRP Explorer BitHomp that indicated that the wallet was activated by the crypto custody giant BitGo. So here's a little bit of history. Bitstamp and BitGo partnered back in October in a move designed to give Bitstamp a safe way to store its customers' assets. The fact that the wallet was activated by BitGo suggests the transfer may be a routine shuffle of assets at Bitstamp. So is it whales, or is it just the people at Bitstamp and BitGo, providing that protection for their customers that they've been talking about? Meanwhile, the XRP Ledger Monitor is tracking a series of additional multi-dollar XRP transfers in the last 24 hours. At time of publishing, the most recent is a movement of 15 million XRP worth about $3.5 million from the crypto exchange Binance to another wallet activated by BitGo. So very, very interesting movements that we're seeing here on the ledger. Is there about to be a big move going on in this space? And I got to go back to this Bitcoin chart on the hourly, because we've seen quite a lot of momentum, and I think it's likely that we could see several pops before a really big explosion in price. Let me just go back to the daily, and let me go back to 2016, just showing you guys what had happened in 2016 yet again. I don't know if you caught it the first time, if you're looking at the screen, but again, this is 2016. So the beginning of 2016 started around here, the end of 2016 right around here-ish. Okay, and in 2016 we saw a couple of big pops. You guys can see here, Bitcoin went from about $438 to roughly $778. So that's indeed doubling right there. Then came right back down to the 560 some odd mark, kept moving up over the months, and then by, January 2017 popped again to 1137, then coming right back down to that $750 mark. So guys, you can see here in the chart a couple of big pops. So we tend to ramp up, we tend to see a huge pop and then retrace right back. Well guys, what does that remind you of? Does that remind you of something along this line here? We saw a big pop, retracing. Now we're going to start climbing back up. And let's not forget, this big pop happened over the span of a couple of months, from April to about June, coming out of Bitcoin lows trading about 3,500, going all the way up to $14,000, okay? Almost hitting that peak that we saw back in 2017 for Bitcoin all-time highs. So these traders, don't think that they don't do their technical analysis as well. I'm sure they're keeping their eye on the market, realizing, something big could be happening, and it's probably in our best interest if we're ready to go. Guys, this from Ant1 on Twitter, at Ant159694954. Ripple's IPO could send XRP's price higher. Now, yesterday I did a video. It was full of FUD from Christy I from RT News, suggesting that XRP could be rendered useless and worthless. And now Jake Chervinsky is saying the exact opposite. Ripple's IPO could send XRP's price higher, in fact. And so this with regards to, so they're talking about this news here. The Ripple IPO, they mention here that Brad Garlinghouse dropped the bomb in Davos, Switzerland, talking about the IPO, that it could happen within 12 months, so on and so forth. You guys remember the story. And then people were giving their 2 cents, like Maddie Greenspan, for example, saying that an IPO could actually help XRP's price in the long run, claiming that it would be positive as additional funding for Ripple would mean less reasons to sell tokens. So that's Maddie Greenspan's perspective. But will the Ripple IPO even happen? So the thing is, even if an IPO will be bullish for XRP, will Ripple stocks ever make it onto a public stock exchange? Well, Jake Chervinsky doesn't even think so. Jake Chervinsky thinks it was all optics. A lawyer working as general counsel for the Ethereum DeFi app Compound and a longtime industry commentator released a tweet casting doubt on Ripple's IPO intent, so he's calling their bluff. He doesn't think it's going to happen. On Saturday, Chervinsky wrote on Twitter that Ripple's claim that it will IPO doesn't make much sense. "We might IPO in 12 months" is something you might say to reassure your Series C investors, but not something you actually do when your book value derives largely from a digital asset that could be an unregistered security. Okay, so he's saying that there still is a possibility of this. However, he elaborated in a later comment that he was referring to XRP, obviously the cryptocurrency that is closely affiliated with Ripple's operations, for the company uses the asset in its products and holds a large number of the asset in escrow. Chervinsky continued that Ripple's intent to IPO is highly unlikely because of XRP's current unclear regulatory status, with some saying it's a security while others are saying it's a mere commodity just like Bitcoin and Ethereum. The compound lawyer added that this is just basic business sense, and unless Ripple understood, so this is kind of good in both ways, unless Ripple really knew for fact, for certain, 100%, that XRP was not going to be deemed a security, they probably wouldn't mention this, and therefore it probably wouldn't happen. But Chervinsky's also saying that, maybe this is just to put the Series C investors at ease, to let them know, yeah, we're doing all the right things, in order to make this company grow, and that they have no intention on doing an IPO at all. I mean, a lot of people in the space were very critical about this idea to begin with, that Ripple, doing an IPO doesn't really make much sense. They've got so much money. Why bother? Other people saying, it could be good for the company, if they want to keep in line with what their competitors are doing, and it could add more value to the company, which would in turn help the XRP ecosystem. Others are saying, it'll destroy the price of XRP, while some are saying that it'll help the price of XRP. So interesting, Jake Chervinsky calling Ripple's bluff on this, doesn't think it's going to happen because of the unregistered security argument. But could Ripple know more? Could Brad Garlinghouse be actually saying that it will happen? It will indeed happen because Ripple knows XRP will not be deemed a security? Well, we know the Bank of England's stance on this already. They do not believe XRP is a security. Regardless of all this, I come down with their decision on XRP, deeming it not to be a security because all evidence is pointing in that direction. More cryptocurrency investors will have more confidence in XRP, will decide to invest more heavily in XRP, thus raising the market cap, and even just from that one announcement, I could see a significant pop in price based on that FOMO alone, not to mention everything else that's going on in the space. Anyways, guys, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.